Folks, selling today is a challenge. I'll get into that and then the latest home prices and insights for the Peel and Durham regions for week ending June 19th, 2024. When the market, I don't even know why I'm talking about market going up because that's old news now. The for sale sign's going up. There's already a knock at your door. I want to buy. I want to buy. That's different today. If you look around your neighborhood, there's a bunch of properties available for sale. And if you're contemplating selling, there's the obvious things you look at. When you put your home onto the market and you're coming up with a price to sell it at, logic would dictate that you look at the properties that have sold, their prices, you compare their features to yours, and assuming you're being unbiased. I'm not talking about the seller that no matter what, their home is a palace always compared to everybody else, but you genuinely look at the features of yours compared to the other properties, and you're advertising, you're about to say we're for sale, knowing there's 4, 5, 6, a dozen in some neighborhoods other properties for sale. So you're coming on a market in this environment and assume you priced it properly. You think you've done everything right. Well, when you're on the market, you're doing one of two things. You're either helping other sellers sell or they're helping you sell yours. So in other words, how your home compares to the other one. Taking everything into account. Condition, how it shows, pricing, taking everything, you're either telling buyers to buy that one or buy mine because of these reasons. So a lot of sellers can get their head around that and do it properly. What they never anticipate is one of those or two of those other sellers selling below what would logically kind of dictate what market value is in that neighborhood. Now, the fact that a ton of properties may be for sale in that neighborhood and they're not selling would kind of tell you that, those prices are probably off a little bit and they should be coming down. So you got to account for that. But if we look into the past, when a house would sell for much more than what everybody expected, sellers, homeowners are quick to point to that to say, well, that's obvious, the new value. And now the prices are going the other way. And the house sells for far less than what everybody's expected. All of a sudden, it seems that same rule doesn't apply. Homeowners are like, whoa, why did they sell so low? Well, financial issues are more apparent today than ever before. You don't know which other of those sellers maybe has already purchased and they absolutely need to sell now. They've been on the market for a few months and they're running out of time. They absolutely need to sell. So they'll take anything because they've got the other purchase they need to close on. Or they can't afford their home. One of the parents maybe lost a job, or maybe it's just the interest rates, it's just too much. They can't afford their home. And before they go into power of sale, they want to be sold. So they'll take something. This is what you're up against. You're up against other sellers' financial situations. You're up against other sellers' pressure. Challenging the market is today. It's extremely challenging. Make sure that you're prepared for this if you're going onto the market. Who you hire really matters to help you navigate the market today, because it's not just what you want. You are competing with everybody else. And the buyers will not come to the conclusion and look at the home that's sold and say, oh yeah, but they undersold, I'm prepared to give you more for yours. The buyer doesn't think like that. The buyer's looking at that sale and thinking, wow, I can get your home. You're way overpriced because that one sold for that price. That's what the buyer's thinking. So it's a challenging market. You got to be prepared today. If you think this video can help somebody you know, please pass it along. If you get value from what we're talking about, subscribe. If you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, selling, buying, it's really simple. There's a link up here to my calendar. In the description below, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you, and we'll talk about whatever's on your mind. Now, let's get into the numbers. Folks, at the end of this video, check out this large 4-bedroom townhouse that backs onto a forest. It's bigger than many of the detached being sold in the neighborhood. Have a look. We're going to be starting off, and we're going to be talking about today detached properties only for Mississauga, Brampton, and the Durham region. Here's average sold prices going back for 3 months, just comparing them all. There's always a big gap between Brampton and Durham prices versus the Mississauga average sold prices for detached properties only. But overall, in the 3 areas that we're going to talk about over the last 2.5 months, average prices seem to be gradually trending down. Let's take a closer look. So we're going to start off with Mississauga. Detached properties for week ending June 19th. 49 detached properties were sold. I put a line across. Although there's some weeks higher, some weeks lower, 49 kind of seems the norm, excuse me, or around 49 kind of seems the norm in sales. So sales really in the last 2 to 3 months haven't changed that much on a weekly basis. Average sold price, I'm kind of concluding the same thing from this chart anyways, that average sold price, although they're up and down on a weekly basis, overall, they kind of seem flat or trending down a little bit. Average sold price for week ending June 19th is $1,490,000. So almost $1.5 million. 1,490 is 11% lower than where we were this time last year for detached properties in Mississauga. Median price is 14% lower. And when we look at the dotted line, yeah, they're both trending down. Average price and median price trending down slightly. Earlier, depending on the chart and how it shows, it kind of looked like it's flat, but I would say they're trending down gradually. 49 were sold, 33% sold at list price or more. 142 were listed. Active listings is increasing. Months of inventory down a little bit from the previous week, but at 3.2, we are at the bottom end of a balanced market. That's Mississauga. Here's Brampton. 46 detached properties were sold. No properties sold at $2 million or more. It's pretty clear that average sold prices are trending down. We're now at $1,156,000. 1,156 is 7% lower year over year. The median price is 8% lower. The dotted line, the 4-week moving average, pretty clear. Prices are trending down in Brampton. For detached properties, 46 were sold, 30% sold at list price or more. You know, people ask me and say, you say prices are trending down. There's so much inventory available for sale. How is it that somebody pays more than list price? What's relevant is not list price. What's relevant is market price. And some sellers need a sale quickly, and so the list prices dropped below what would be considered market for that neighborhood, and so people will pay a little bit more to get it. They're not paying necessarily, though, more than market price or market value, which is the important number to understand. So 30% sold more than list price. 218 were listed. Active listings is climbing. We're now at 876 available detached properties for sale in Brampton. I'm going to go back one slide. 46 were sold. 876 are available for sale. Lots of choices out there versus the amount that is actually being purchased. Months of inventory climbing. We're now at 4.4 months of inventory. As months of inventory climb, you can expect prices to be trending down. Durham region. Now for Durham, I'm using Pickering, Ajax, and Whitby as my Durham sample. 66 were sold. One of those was at $2 million or more. Durham experienced a run and prices increasing for a while, but over the last few months, a couple months anyways, average sold price seemed to be trending down in Durham region. So for Durham, did I say average sold price is $1,120,000? I missed the average sold price. $1,126,000, and that's 6% lower than where we were this time a year ago. The median price is 12% lower. The dotted line, the 4-week moving average, shows both average and median price trending down slowly, gradually. 66 were sold, 68% sold at list price or more. That percentage is still high, eh? Durham region, it's amazing how it can hold on to that high of a percentage, 68%. 169 were listed. Active listings is trending up. Months of inventory, look, it's kind of considered low, 1.7. When you look at the rest of GTA, 1.7 is extremely low. So kind of midpoint of a seller's market, but that percentage has been trending up. Just 3 months ago, we were at 0.9 and 1%. Now we're at 1.7%. Now we were at 0.9 and 1 months of inventory, not percentage. We're now at 1.7 months of inventory. Here's a quick summary. In most cases, you're going to experience a balanced market. Now, when I say that, it's not just for buyers. If you're a seller or you're thinking of selling, that's the market you're in. You need to price accordingly and price for the market that you're in, right? So balanced market, but Ajax, Pickering, and Whitby, still a bit more competitive than the rest of the GTA. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day. You're about to see 29 Oleana Way in Brampton. This is a large 4-bedroom townhouse over 2,300 square feet, and it still has room for a large office. It's a modern home, and the lot, big lot, backs onto a forest. Have a look.